Hey everybody, I've got a quick little piece of software I want to show you guys. Now, many of you have probably heard of or used Voicemeeter, but I only recently found out about Voicemeeter Banana. Now, Voicemeeter Banana is like the big boy version of Voicemeeter, and what you hear right now is what Voicemeeter is doing to my voice. It's adding some EQ, it's doing some compression, it could even do some gate. So I want to walk you through real quick how to set up Voicemeeter Banana, and like how you can make your mic and your voice sound so much better. I found it's way better than doing post-production stuff in Audacity. Now you still want to do some post-production stuff in Audacity. I won't be doing that on this video. So everything you hear in this video is completely raw recorded audio. So first, let me show you a few things, or let me give you an example of what it sounds like with and without the EQ and compression, because that's all I'm doing to this. I'm doing EQ and compression. So let me turn off the compression. I'm going to keep talking as I turn down the compression. I've found that I like the number two, or the number two. I like turning it up to 2. So this is 0 compression. This is 0 compression. This is 2 compression. 2 compression. So let's get rid of the 2 compression, and now let's also turn off our EQ. So this is plain. This is nothing special, nothing. And now this is with the compressor and the EQ on. Doesn't that sound incredibly better? Now, the one drawback to this is you will hear background noise more. Like for instance, my daughter's not asleep yet and she just made a noise like way in the other side of the house. It wouldn't surprise me if that was picked up on the microphone. And I've got a Yeti, so it already picks up a lot of stuff. So this does not work if you have a lot of background noise, but if it's just air and hiss, like what you hear now, it's really not that hard to get rid of in Audacity. I'm not going to talk about that though today. I just want to talk to you about Voicemeeter Banana and how I have it set up. All right, so let me walk you through how I have Voicemeeter Banana set up. First of all, in hardware input 1, I've got my microphone. That's the Yeti in this case. You just left click and select the device you want. I've got it on MME. I could do WDM. I researched it and there's not really that much of a difference unless you're monitoring, which I'm not monitoring. Hardware input 2, I've got cable output, which is the audio from the computer. So if I ding the computer real quick, you'll see that that goes out. And then hardware input 3, I don't have anything selected. By the way, to deselect a device, you just select remove device selection. So nothing, I've got nothing set up there. You might have something else you want on there. Not really sure. Then there's this section here with virtual inputs. I'm actually not 100% sure on what those are. I can't recall, but this is how I have it set up. I've got A1 and B1 set up, and then A1 and A2 set up over here at 0. I haven't really messed with that at all. I'm pretty sure that's how it came selected. Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure on what that actually is. Then over here in the master section, this is kind of like your outputs. And these A1, A2, A3, B1, and B2 all correspond with the A1, A2, A3, B1, B2 over here on these buttons. Now, what you do over here is similar to what we did for hardware input selection. We select the output for A1. In this case, I'm using my speakers for A1. I'm using my Yeti headphones out for A2, which is what I have my headphones currently plugged into. And then A3 I have set to nothing. I'm not using A3, but you could set it to something if you want. Then there's 2 virtual outputs, B1 and B2. So how this works is, let me open up Audacity to show you. I have my input in Audacity set to Voicemeeter output. So when I hit record in Audacity, you can see me talking. But if I went into Voicemeeter and deselected B1 from the, now it is recording stuff because I turned B1 back on. But how I have it set up is the Yeti goes to B1. The computer output goes nowhere as far as Voicemeeter is concerned. Action just kind of picks it up on its own by selecting system default. And by the way, you'll want your system default output set to the VB audio virtual cable. And then the input you want set to VB audio Voicemeeter. So that's what you want your output and input set to in your Microsoft audio properties. So yeah, I think that's about it for the setup. In order to turn EQ on, you'll want the EQ, whoops, selected the wrong window. For the EQ, you'll want to use B1, which is what's which is what which is the virtual output of my microphone, because I'm only using the microphone on that. If I output the computer from that, it would also apply the EQ and the not the compressor, but the EQ to that as well, but we don't want that. So we turn the EQ on by clicking on it and making it blue. We can right click on it and we get our little EQ thing here. And so this is the EQ I'm currently using. If you want to move things around, what you'll do is, let me take this one because I'm not really using this one at all. This selects how high or low it is. So if I turn it up and down, you're probably hearing my voice change right now. That changes how high or low it is on that specific frequency. This changes the frequency. So this should be changing my voice pretty drastically right now, especially now because it's getting rid of a lot of lows and stuff. And then this changes how wide or narrow the EQ change is. And if you ever want to go flat, you can just go flat. So this is now no EQ. And then if we want to load settings with this is going to make the audio drop out for a second. So I'm going to be quiet. So now it's loaded my default settings for the EQ for everything. So this is really cool, and your setup might vary. That's why I just kind of wanted to just walk you through how mine is set up and show you how to play with it a little bit, because that's just how I figured mine out. I just played with it. You can also do a mono channel, like I record my microphone in mono. So I may as well just turn that on, and now I don't have to mix it down to mono later in Audacity. And in Audacity, all I do is a noise removal and normalize, and it sounds great. So I almost forgot to mention that the gate is located here. So if you want to run a noise gate on your microphone, what you'll want to do is be quiet and then slowly raise it until these bars go away. So I'll show you how to do that real quick. So then I like to go up a little bit higher from the volume level where it stops at, which mine stops at about 1. Maybe go up to like 1.3 or something. And as you can see, what it does is when I get quiet, it slowly fades out this channel to nothing. So if you don't want to use noise removal later, or if you're streaming, I have this turned on when I'm streaming because I can't do live noise removal. So I do use this when streaming, but not when recording. When recording, I prefer the Audacity noise removal, but this is where the gate is located, and there's one for each of the hardware inputs. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this was very helpful to you. Play around with the Voicemeeter Banana. It's a lot of fun. And yeah. Oh, another tip is you might want to make it so that it runs at startup, just in case you forget to load it, run it or something. I have mine set to run at startup. So that'll do it for this video. Hope it helps you a lot, and we'll see you guys later. Adios. Goodbye.